Who really is the Patriot way? Is it Tom? Is it Bill? Is it Bill? Is it Tom?
Belichick, I got something to say to you. You would be nothing without Tom Brady. Nothing. How do you like that?
F&A, Cotton. F&A.
And I'll say it to your face when I see you out here. They call you one of the greatest coaches of all time. That's bullshit.
That just happened.
You lost to a horrible team, which makes you worse.
Hell for love.
How can you be this bad?
Loser!
I actually bet on that freak yesterday. Cost me a 3-teamer, Belichick. Calling him out. Figure there's no way he's going to lose to the Giants.
You get nothing. You lose.
You are now the garbage of the league.
You're fired!
Oh my God, I can't believe this. Good afternoon, my gurus. Welcome to Sportsguru.vegas. It's my live show, shooting this out of beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, greatest city in the world, Guru's hometown. I love this place. And yeah, that was interesting opening, David. We had the Chiefs yesterday against New England. They won and they covered, and they covered pretty easily, and that helps. When I went over this part of that lead to the show was when I was going off on Belichick, and he looks like his career is over, and that's okay. We needed to win that bet. We actually hit a round robin on the show yesterday. We had the Chiefs, and I think we put them with Buffalo, who won handily. They looked really good against Dallas, and I told you, Gurus, last week, welcome to the new Gurus. Just so you guys know, Guru was down with a illness this weekend. He's got some issues going on, but we're fighting it with medication, homeopathic. So I got you, Gurus. I can do everything from my home. We just started sending out videos on Twitter and on TikTok. So look for those, Gurus. So if you missed the show and you need to catch the games, you can go on both of those platforms, and we're sending out about 15-second videos, and I'm actually releasing my picks. Now, we're a little bit behind. We're just coming around to doing this, getting it all together. This is our beginning of our 5th week doing this, and everything comes in steps. We started the show. That was important. Now we've built the show. Now we have to go for the social media platforms, and that's another different type of advertising. Requires me to do videos and then send them out as we go, which actually is a good thing, Gurus, because you won't miss any of my plays now. I'm going to be sending them out every day, every time, and I'm going to talk to David because I know basically for post times it's better. Obviously, the sooner I get them out to you guys, the better, and I'm going to work that out. I think we'll try and get it out even before the show or definitely right after the show to give any gurus who haven't seen the show a chance for the follow-up. These are important to catch these videos. They're short, but they tell you everything I'm betting. Now, they're not going to tell you how I'm betting, meaning that's up to you. So what I'll say on the short videos, maybe take all the points in the game. Well, you guys, gurus, from watching me now, that we take money lines too. You always want to add like 10% on that money line parlay. So you make your primary, which is the highest percentage chance of winning, and then you put that on the secondary, and we're going to go over one today, so I'll remind you again. It's important for you to understand because you have to get the value from the whole bet. Whether you're laying the points or whether you're getting them, we want to achieve the highest maximum profit potential within that bet structure. So this weekend was pretty crazy, right, Gurus? We did hit our ticket. We hit one. We released 3. One of them went 2-1. The Packers got beat against Tampa Bay at home, and I thought Tampa being on the road back to back would be enough of an advantage. I was hoping the weather would be worse than it was. It wasn't as bad as I would have liked. You want some slush in that grass, some mud, and we didn't get that. And, they're a better team, Tampa Bay. Green Bay is trying to find themselves this year. We tried to they're both in contention for playoffs. I think Tampa controls their destiny much more. They're a better team. They played better. Last year, Green Bay beat them in their village. So we were hoping with all that we'd have an advantage, and it wasn't quite enough, and they couldn't finish it. But we did hit the Rams, and they covered the spread, and we did hit the Saints, and they covered the spread. So that means we got value on our secondary bet. We went 2-1 with the number, and that brings you back a small profit. And no matter how much you're betting, so the more you bet, the bigger the profit. So we only lost the Atlanta, the Jacksonville, and the Cardinals game, which is interesting. The Cardinals we liked, as you guys know, and I did release this for a little bit more in the show. And the Atlanta lost another close game, so their season's pretty much over. And that's sad because, we had them last week, the week before last against Tampa. They should have won the game. And this tells you, gurus, what can happen when you give up momentum. Just like I have to maintain momentum for us. And I'm basically the coach of this team, right? And just like other coaches have to maintain their momentum. They had a great opportunity, Atlanta, the Falcons, to control their destiny, and they lost a game they should have won at home. We all watched it. The interesting thing, the end of the game, that fumble bothers me. That should have been reviewed. I believe we would have got the ball and we'd have won. Anyway, with that being said, they were in a good position to win yesterday, and Ritter, and I'm going to call him out today now because he had a chance to put this game away yesterday at Carolina, and he threw a pick, and you can't do that. And you can't do that when your team's relying on you. He threw a pick in the end zone, I believe. They were in the red zone. And you just can't do that. It very well cost them the playoffs. Now, you cannot keep losing these games. We've lost 2 times in a row with Atlanta at the very end of the game, and you got to win at least one of those games. As a professional handicapper, you're not going to win both. Probably you should. But not in today's game. It's changed, gurus. It's tougher now. For whatever reason, it just is. But we're tougher too. So, and then we had the Cardinals. They played it close and just couldn't get enough to cover the number. They just couldn't get close enough. Couple turnovers. Another play call. And again, I don't have the whole game, but I saw the Niners fumble, and they called it an incomplete pass. And that was a big possession for us. They ended up scoring a touchdown, San Francisco, and they were only up 10. We would have gotten the ball at midfield. Again, I don't watch the whole game, so I know there's calls that go back and forth, and I don't make excuses. We're here to win, and you can't make excuses when it comes to winning and losing. I'm simply explaining to you guys what the situation is. And again, Guru's always competing, always. We're in every one of these games, even Jacksonville last night. As poorly as they played offensively, they had played well defensively. Trying to keep and maintain Jackson is very difficult. He's playing better than anyone in the league this year right now. He's running exceptionally. He's throwing the ball off scrambles exceptionally well. They have a very good running attack, the Ravens. Right now, they're the favorite. They're going to have home field and during the playoffs, and that's something we'll be doing our show. I'm looking forward to the playoffs. That's a fun time. We lose our volume of games, which I always like. I like to have more games, gurus. That helps me win more. But the Ravens just clinched. Some teams clinched. I think Dallas clinched, the Eagles. A lot of teams clinched, the Niners. We knew they were going anyway, so who cares? The other one, so we did win the Chiefs at New England. We hit Buffalo, and we won Houston. And we didn't take the money line in Houston on the show. And again, look how close it was. They won in overtime, and a great win for Houston. And we did bet them, and I like them. And congratulations to Houston. What an incredible year they're having. Great coach from San Francisco from the Niners over to Houston. What a tremendous job. And with a GM gets a very good backup, unlike Ritter, who's a piece of garbage. And I'm really going to call him out today at times if I remember. I don't like players that cost their team games, and he did yesterday, and he must be called out. So our show's about accountability. That goes for me as well. And when I'm accountable for myself, well, I'm going to hold other people to that standard as well. And Ritter, I believed in him. We invested on him, and he let me down. He's supposed to at least come back off the loss last week, and he didn't get it done. Now, in this case, it wouldn't have mattered. We lost the other two anyway, but that was the early game, so whatever. So we have a couple round robins today, Gurus, and I will get into those. I'm going to share those with you. We will have a winning week in basketball, college this week, and that's coming off a slow week, so we didn't win last week. We held our own, but we didn't win. And now that usually means we'll come back and win this week. We actually had a game this morning. It started at 8:30. I couldn't get it out. I didn't even get it out early enough to put on TikTok or Twitter, but we won. And I look for us to start winning in college this week. Things kind of go like that, Gurus, and trends. And I know how to handicap that. We're going to be fine. We always are competing, and we're going to maintain that. So you have the show, Gurus, and the show is important to us. I'm going to be operating the show on my own pretty soon for a short while, with David popping in here and there. And we're going to keep the show going because I think it helps explain things more. It helps empower you Gurus out there. Anyone could just put bets up there. I like to talk a little bit more about things that matter, in my opinion, because a lot of things do matter. Sports betting is very important. It's number one. That's why we're doing this. But other things matter too. And our show here is to empower you guys out there to be better, which means you can mix my games with yours. So if you're winning, I always tell new Gurus you're going to win more. And if you're not winning, I'm going to help you compete to make money in this. And you'll see that over time. And we're going to have our great weeks. And we need a great week this week. Christmas is coming, right, David? And I got my Christmas colors on my hat. And we need to have a good week so you Gurus can buy some gifts. How does that sound, right? So let's get it done. Let's start with the first round robin, David. We can do the 3-teamer first. You want to do the 4? Oh, figures, Montreal. All right. Now, Montreal. So since I've been releasing Montreal, we won a puck line with them. And I thought about this, David. David's from Canada. And he's a musician, a great musician. In fact, he's in a band. So he's very talented. Main Stage, that's the company I'm working with, you guys. David's the CEO. But we're going to play Montreal today. And we have 80-20 on that. Montreal is at Winnipeg. And so but in that game, we have some decent value. They beat him at home earlier this year. And they're not a bad team, Canadians. They're playing about 500 hockey this year, but they're getting a high number. And these games, Gurus, I like to bet because they really put a lot of value into our bets. When you have these kind of numbers and you win, you accelerate your ticket. If you win them all, you have a really nice return on your money. So I like hockey for that reason. The problem is the Dogs don't win quite enough. I've noticed that, but we keep playing them because we anticipate a correction and all this stuff. And we're holding our own in every sport. You got to put a week where all of it kind of comes together. And I think this week's going to be a good week as a whole. We are due for a little correction in the NFL. We had that. We did compete. We hit 1, lost 1, and went 2-1. That means we probably came close to making a little money again. And that's, by the way, if you add Saturday's game, which was the Bengals and the Raiders Thursday, we did have a winning weekend again. I was just speaking of yesterday. So we did have another winning weekend in the NFL. And I believe we've only had one, and we barely lost that week. The rest have been winners. And we'll go through that and check that for you guys. That's extremely difficult to do, Gurus. I'm just letting you guys know that that's very difficult to do. So you need to stay with Guru. Tell your friends. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on subscribe on YouTube, because we want this to blow up. We need this to blow up so that it gives you guys another alternative, another place to go for good information, someone you can depend on who's been doing this for a long time. I've been helping people for over 25 years. And the other people on Disney, ESPN, Fox, and those, they don't have my experience. They do not have my credentials. They cannot help you in the long run. They may have a couple good days. Fine. That's not going to help you in the long run. You need someone that's there through the whole time. If you love it like Guru does, and I know there's a lot of you out there, I bet all the sports. I do it every day. I don't take many days off. Does there days I would like to? Sometimes there are. Sometimes, but I'm so excited every day about finding good bets that it kind of inspires me. And also, Gurus, life, it works this way, okay? This is the busiest time of the year to bet sports. You have college basketball, which is vast. You have NBA, hockey, college football bowl games, which, by the way, we hit 2 on Saturday. And I gave you Gurus my email address, and I only got a couple of you. So you missed out on 2 college bowl games Saturday. We had Ohio and Jacksonville. They blew the teams out. Ohio crushed that team. Jacksonville won pretty handily. There's 2 more winners. I mean, you didn't get those games, Guru. But that's going to change. Now we have TikTok. Now we have Twitter. So I will fire these games out. I've talked to David. I need to give it at least a half hour minimum to get these games out to you guys before the games, to give you guys plenty of time to see them and react to them. And again, we just started doing this weekend on Saturday night. So we're behind a little bit, Gurus, but you have to understand the most important thing for this show is for me, right? I like that, Bill. Thank you. Good job, brother. I like Bill. Thank you. Good job, Mark. He knows Mark. Mark's been doing this a long time. Comment, Gurus. Let's get these comments going. If you're angry like me, I'm not angry. I feel like every time I make an investment, I feel like I'm coaching these teams. And I always feel like if I was coaching them, they wouldn't lose these games. I know that. And that makes it a little hard for me. Santa's that you. I love it. Yeah, we're going to have a good week there, Bill, so that we can buy our family and loved ones gifts. So we're going to have a winning week. Guru's got you, Guru. All right, maybe I'll wear this is kind of like Santa colors. Okay, back to that. I know, David, you want me to talk about the games. All right, so anyway, we have if your internet is slow. Thank you. Gotcha. And then, so anyway, we're going to do the Pistons. Oh, here we go. You're going to like this game, Gurus. Pistons. Now, I kept this off the Pistons last game, and we're going to come back with them again. They're horrible, this team, Gurus. I'm so sorry. But they're getting 12. And, Atlanta's not that good of a team this year. They got to win sooner or later. It's 24 games in a row they've lost. So what is the good news? The good news is that they don't have to win, right? We like that. The second piece of good news is they're getting a lot of points, so they can play like shit, and they'll probably not cover. But if they play good, right, if they play good enough to win, and let me remind you, Gurus, Detroit Pistons, they're getting paid to play to win, I thought. Isn't that what we do it for, right? So, Pistons. Now, the Guru, you're on Guru's radar. You are officially on Guru's radar because you've cost me a bet at home. That's one. You cost me a small bet the last game. At Philly, you lost by 30. So here we go again, right? But what's the good news? We had Louisville last game, and I called them out, and they won. So now he's 2-1 when Guru bets him, and that's acceptable. That means he's listening to Guru. And now I'm reaching out to the Detroit Pistons, and I'm asking them to cover 12 on the road. They don't have to win. We have 10% on them in case they do. Just cover, so I don't have to keep bashing you every show. And I will if you don't. That's going to happen. We're not here to bash. We're here to actually win. If you don't help us win, we're going to trash you. That's how it works. That's how it works. And what are we doing? We're holding you accountable, right, Mark? Hard work pays off. We're holding you accountable. You got to help us win, or you can go fuck yourselves. How's that go? And we will hold you accountable. Next game, David, go ahead, put it back up, please. Hornets, again, a team that's struggling. They have injuries, but they're playing Toronto, David. Right? They got, right? And, you know, Toronto, they want to be in America, right? They won't admit that publicly on Canadian television, but ask them. They want to be in America. So let's give them a little bit of America. Let's cover this 12, Hornets. All right. Jordan sold his Porsche. He made a fortune. Guy bought in for about $250 million. Now he probably sold for about $2. That's a smart businessman. So we're going to take the Hornets, and we're gonna randomly hope that the Pistons and Hornets cover the 12. My expectation is one of them will. Obvious, it's not Detroit. They're terrible. They're now approaching, if anyone can look that up, a record all time. 24 in a row. Are you nuts? What kind of a team is this? I'm starting to wonder if the best college team could compete against them. We might have that conversation pretty soon, gurus. And then we're going to follow that up with the Mavericks. Now, why did we put the Mavericks with a bunch of weak teams? Because the Mavericks don't have Irving today, and the spread's going higher and higher, right? Good. Let it keep going up. We're going to take Dallas. They don't need Irving. They're winning without him. Donka's their best player. That's a fact. And if you look at it last year when they picked up Irving, they were worse. And usually it's because he's a weirdo, this guy. Great player. Tremendous point guard and guard. But a bad head case. Cuckoo, right? And that's the way it works in the world. You know, but they're winning. They're winning with him. They're winning without him. Now, you could argue they're just a good team, and if they are, they'll cover the 9. So we have what we call a 4-team round robin. That's our first release to you guys, and I want you to understand this is my second best bet today. But it could pay if these teams win somehow, which could happen, right? We're in the professional levels here. They could all win. And we're going to find that out because we're going to bet them all to win at some level. But our primary bet is the Canadians. And I have David here. We're 2-0 betting. Matter of fact, I had Toronto. You know, we went 3-1 when you came over Saturday night, David. So we got some vibe going here with the Canadian teams. So let's play it again. So we need Montreal to cover the puck line. Pistons, we want to cover the 12. Hornets, we want to cover the 12. And Dallas to cover the 9. And God forbid if they all win, we just made a good piece of change. But we're focused 80% on the money lines. You can go 90 if you want. Guru, these are guides for you guys. As I say every show, I'm your guide. Use me. Bet every way I'm betting exactly the way I tell you. You'll be okay. If you want to throw your own stuff, you'll be okay. You're going to be okay. You got Guru. That's how it works. You know, when I meet people, lives get changed for the better. Absolutely. All right, let's go to the next one, David. And that's a 3-teamer. There we go. And we're going to stay with the NBA and mix that with a little college. Now, we're due to win in college basketball. And we're actually due to win in the NBA. We could have a good day today, gurus. We're due to win in the NBA as well. We went 1-3 on Saturday. And yesterday we went 1-1, I believe. Oh, no, 0-2. So that means we're starting to trend now. And if you look at any stocks, and I'm going to help you guys, gurus, with this as well. So you buy more when stocks are going down. So in this case, we're supposed to bet more because the NBA is kind of due to start winning for us. And so I'm asking you should do that. Now, am I doing it on these smaller? I'm going to invest minimum the same. This bet, even though this 4-teamer is a difficult situation matchup-wise, it could easily have a good day as well. We're due for the NBA to start winning, and we're due for in college hoops, so it could be a good day today. So keep that in mind when I say that, gurus. First game is Indiana's at home, and they're a home dog. And we always like home dogs. And unfortunately, Jacksonville last night, the Jaguars, they couldn't score any points. And I'm still trying to figure out, when you have a first down, right, and you're in the red zone, why wouldn't you spike the ball and give up a down just to give yourself a chance to think? So what they do, Jacksonville, is they get a nice play. They get down to the 5-yard line. There's 10 – they're rushing to get to the line, which is smart, right? Because you want to what? Spike the ball. Well, they didn't do that. They decided to try and get a playoff to beat the defense, which is fine if you have 20-plus seconds, but not when you have 10. So the guy doesn't get out of bounds. He gets tackled. You can't run another play. You get nothing. So you go into the locker room down 10-0. Huge momentum breaker. If they had been on the road, it would have been a blowout from there. And it essentially was anyway after that. They did get a touchdown, Jacksonville, to bring it within 3. But after that, could get nothing else. And a credit to the Ravens defense and to the Ravens offense, who basically ran the ball for most of the game, and they couldn't stop them, Jacksonville. And let me tell you, Guru, something. You know, I go with the facts, especially at the end of the year. And right now, the Ravens are the best team in the AFC by far. I mean, when I say by far, here's the issue. We have Jackson, who's not that good of a postseason quarterback. And now he's the centerpiece, right? But and how long can you run against great defenses? And Jacksonville doesn't have a great defense, or they wouldn't be 1-5 at home. If you have 1-5 at home, you don't have a great defense. That's a fact, period. So they're eliminated, right? We've won with Jacksonville. We had a good year with them until Lawrence got hurt against the Bengals and lost a key game. We're supposed to win that game. He got hurt at the end of the game. His lineman fell on his leg. He didn't get touched by the other team. So since then, he did help us win an end game last week against Cleveland, the week before Sunday. But this game just couldn't compete, not because of him. They're just not at the level the Ravens are, and that's obvious. They're not. And the Ravens are the favorite. They really are. It's going to be tough to beat this team. If you can sustain that running game, it's hard to beat a team with that good of a defense. And Jackson, if he plays like he's playing this year, they're going to win it all. Or at least they're going to compete against the Niners. And most likely, it looks like. So look forward to that if you're a Raven fan. And then we're going to take the Heat at home. They're at random. And one thing about Miami and Indiana is that they get actually good numbers, good value. The odds makers don't they keep the points undervalued against these teams. So we're going to bet them both at home today. Take them both at home. And they're good teams. Why wouldn't we? Randomly they should cover. And then we're going to put that with Duquesne. And Duquesne is playing later today. They're at home against Bradley. And let's see what I got. Yeah, that game, again, we have the advantage there. Randomly, we have the advantage. Therefore, we already won our game this morning, and we're probably going to have a good week in college basketball. And there will be a lot of college basketball games, Gurus, this week. So look for a lot of TikTok of short videos on TikTok and on Twitter. Obviously, this show is our home base. And I hope we always do this show. I really believe we will, because I believe it's part of the brand. And I'll talk to David more about that. But don't you agree, David? Come on up. Don't you agree we should do the show too?
It's an important show. You got to keep it going.
Yeah, I believe it's part of the whole thing.
Yep.
And I think it matches what's going on television. I just think this is we call this our home. And I want the Gurus to know this is our home here. And I shoot it in my home. What the hell? Why wouldn't we? Right? And I'll do a little cooking maybe on Christmas. My mom's here. You want to say hi, Mom? Yeah, she's doing. But anyway, this is our home. So we're going to be home. But I'm going to start doing these videos, short videos on these platforms. Now, I would do them on Instagram, but guess what? Instagram, they don't like Guru for some reason. I wonder why that is. Why don't they like Guru? Maybe because Guru likes to educate people. He does a lot of research and he figures, hey, if I don't see any of this research out there, why don't I put it out there? No, you can't do that. Well, why? I thought you could, if this is good information to help people, why shouldn't I be able to send it? Right, David? Well, guess what? They told me, forget it, Guru. So you know what I did? Okay, comment if you guys can, please. So Guru decided to start his own podcast because I got tired of being censored on Facebook. All right? And forget about IG. We don't even have a show on there. I tell people, they go, are you on Instagram? Yeah. Nope, I don't see you. All right, you know what? That's it. Simple. We don't go on Instagram then. If you want to block, here's my plan. Get enough gurus. One day we'll boycott both of these platforms. They can both go to hell, as far as I'm concerned. What do you want to block information? That's how you make money. You can also post a comment on YouTube and I'll answer it, gurus. You don't have to comment on the show, but you're more than welcome to. And anything you want to do. I've been doing this a long time, so I'm here to help you guys. And this is a fellowship in a way, a network. So I've been telling you guys, Guru's got a lot of experience and he can help you guys, and he does. But whatever, I don't live where you live. Maybe you have information I don't have. Share it. Share it on the show. I'll call it out, and then we'll make more money. How's that sound? And I'll give you credit for it on my show. Why wouldn't I? I'm here to win. I'm not here to be right. I'm here to win. Winning just is about sacrifice. And you do whatever it takes to win. You wake up early. Look, you get all your games done. You write them out. You make sure you're giving gurus the best chance of winning every day. We're competing. You must compete to win. We are always doing that. San Jose State yesterday cost me a round robin. That's not good. We like that game in college basketball. They got close, so what? You got to win. What the hell is it? You can't beat Montana at home? But anyway, my job is to compete to win. If you're not in the game, you can't win. So we're always there, gurus. We have to have a good week this week. I anticipate that. And we've been holding our own in NFL every week. And that's a fact. The others, keep in mind, the other sports have more volume and they're more daily volume. So you're going to have more ups and downs in these sports because you're betting them more often. And that's why it's important to be even more accurate, which I am on the NFL, because that's once a week. And we have to be good on that day. You don't have a chance to make a mistake. And we don't. So, but anyway, we brought this show up because, we're evolving, gurus, in this business. We started this about 4 weeks ago. And we're just trying to find the avenues to help me reach you, get the most audience, get the most information to you, to give you the best opportunity to use that information to help empower yourselves and make yourselves better financially, more successful. This is a very sophisticated business. And the reason I do the round robins is because that's my best way of fighting back at a business that's gotten more difficult. That means take advantage of the good days, accelerate your wins, because you're going to have days you struggle. You chop back and forth. And so far, we're competing, gurus. We're competing. And I know there's no one doing what we're doing, especially on the sheer volume of games. I released 9 NFL games yesterday. That's a lot. Not many people have the understanding to even do something like that, much less try to win at it. So we got you. And so today we have mostly NBA. We have 1 hockey, 1 college basketball. So let's go over for you new gurus who came in a little later. This is what we're doing today. We're starting out with a 4-team round robin. And, we need to hit one of these. This is Guru's like 5th one he's releasing, or 6th, and we need to hit one. And I usually do, or I wouldn't release them. But I'm going to keep going till we hit one, and then we'll keep going anyway. And we will. So we got Montreal. That's a good value bet, meaning we're getting good value if the bet wins, and we need games like that. And we're hoping this one helps. We're due to win a good ticket like this with games that are just out there. And most people don't bet these teams. They would not. And that's why you're dealing with me, though. Pistons, again, they've lost 24 in a row. How many? It's not easy to bet them. You look like an idiot when they lose. Why'd you bet them? But we're not worried about how we look. We're worried about winning and losing money. That's why we don't care. We're on and Detroit wins, and we have even 10% on the money line. Who's the fool now? Then we go into the Hornets again, another double-digit road dog team that's struggling with injuries and playing a team that's not real dominant. Toronto might not even make the playoffs this year. They have a new coach. And then we're going to hit the Mavericks on the road. They have Irving's out. That's a tough game because they're in Denver. And I know we beat Denver last game. We had Oklahoma City on Sunday. So they're going to need to win. They want to win this game, obviously. Or Saturday it was, David. So they want to bounce back and win Denver. But we'll take the 9 with Dallas. And then we're going to the primary round. When I say primary, the 3-teamer, this one you can put like 20% more on this particular bet. And I would say 25 because this is a 4-teamer, which is harder to hit. So put that Pacers. There you go, David. So this one we're going to have more money on because it's a 3-game round robin. And we like these games better, these positions better. So we want to invest more on this particular round robin. And so they have the Pacers getting points, 75-25. Notice I'm jacking up the money line percentages because these teams have a much better chance of winning. So we win 90-10. Now we're at 75-25. And again, Gurus, this is just a guide for you. You guys can bet more or less, do whatever you want, but this is your guide. And then the Duquesne, I have all money line. I think the money line's $1.80 on Duquesne. And again, they need to win, and they should win. We're due to win in the NBA and college hoops. I'm just telling you right now. Hockey's mixed, so whatever. We only have one hockey game. So we're going to continue, Gurus, I'm going to remind you guys again because we just started putting these short videos out Saturday night, and we're going to put these games out again on a short video right after the show's over. So you'll have those recirculating all day. And we're getting some reasonable responses for these. It just takes time for people to see you, to depend on you. And when they see that you're really helping them, then they start coming on. They spread the word a lot more. And we're going to get there, Gurus. I couldn't get out there this weekend because of my health, but I will be out, God willing, next week. And I'll be out there because I love meeting you guys. I really do. I love to meet new people that come to this town. The energy in Nevada and on the Strip is amazing. I was there on Thursday night at Fountain Blue. It was incredible. The excitement, all the young people are there. And Guru's getting up there now. I'm 58. But I've been here for 25 years. So I was 32 when I moved here, 33. And, here I am. And I feel the same way I did back then. And that's how you should feel in life. You should feel all that energy and excitement that keeps us going, gives us something to look forward to. It's amazing. And we got the Super Bowl coming to Las Vegas. That's huge. That's one of the reasons I started this show now. I started 4 weeks ago because I want to be ready for all the traffic coming out here, leading up to the Super Bowl. It's going to be 2 weeks of just pure insanity. And we want to grab as much of that traffic as we can, right, David? And we want to get you Gurus, used to watching, spreading the word. You can just go on your TikTok now or Twitter, pull up my short videos, and boom, you'll know what I'm betting. And if you've been watching the show, which some of you have consistently, you're going to know how I bet them. And you'll use your own. You guys are smart. You'll use your own understanding of this. And you'll bet your own way. You mix your games. I just want you guys to win more. If you're already winning, I'll help you win more. And I am, especially in the NFL. So we're going to, it looks like this week, thanks, David, we're going to focus on, there's some bowl games going. Let me make sure I'm not missing any before the show is over. I don't believe I am, but we are so focused on the college and NBA. I don't believe there's any tonight because of the football game. I just want to make sure I didn't miss, because we hit our first two bowl games yesterday, the ones we released. Ohio and Jacksonville both won. I don't see anything for today. It looks like tomorrow. So we'll go over these tomorrow. There's one tomorrow. So we'll see. But that's important, 2-0 on Saturday. Plus we hit the Bengal game, so that's important. So anyway, Gurus, we got all the bets in. We have 1 4-teamer mixed, 3 NBA, 1 hockey, 1 3-teamer, 2 NBA, 1 college basketball. So we're relying on the NBA to have a good day for us today, Gurus, and let's get that done. Tomorrow, we're going to be here same time. So we like to shoot noon to 1, Monday through Friday. I did shoot yesterday the NFL. I did a 20-plus minute show, got the games out to you. I'm glad I did, because I forgot to get one of the round robins in on TikTok and Twitter. It was the winning one, believe it or not. That never got released because we're just now doing it. Somehow we forgot, and the game was already over. So, but they all started in the morning, most of them, except for the Bills. So anyway, with that being said, again, we're getting it done, Gurus. I will be releasing these short videos after this show. Look for that in about an hour. And I want to thank you guys, the comments I got. Thank you for viewing the show. We need more viewers. It's better if you guys watch it live. Share this with your friends, Gurus. I need subscribers. We got to get those subscriptions up, right? We want to get to 1 million plus. 100,000's the minimum, so we can become solvent, start paying all of our bills. So we need your help, Gurus. My job is to get my job done here with the games, empower you with this type of knowledge, help you become better, and then we'll help each other. That's the way it works. So tomorrow, we'll see you guys at noon. And again, come on, comment. We have hopefully we sweep this board today, or we go 6-1. Let's make some money today that we need to. And then come back and watch us tomorrow at noon. Look for these videos later. Thank you for being with me today, Gurus. I love you. God bless you. See you tomorrow.